hardest, and this here may be tough to you. Snack cake to me, yeah, more hostess. This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feta, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's goody, Shellitronnn here, the most woke, no joke, and I'm back again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a boat, Bray Biscuit. This is a very, very important day. This is a big day for this channel, not just because I'm doing my very first 2019 mock draft of the season. If you came to the live stream last night, I did a fan vote kind of mock draft where I took suggestions from people in the chat, and we did 2 different mock drafts. That live stream is up on the channel right now. You can check that out. But that's not the reason why this is a big day. This is a big day for this channel because this is the 1-year anniversary of me doing these Panthers videos on this channel. And it's been a really crazy first year. I mean, when I first started doing these Panthers videos, I think my channel had like 90 subscribers and maybe like 10 or 12,000 views. I'm not sure where we're at exactly right now. You can go to the channel page right now. That kind of growth in 1 year is crazy to me. And it's all because of you guys coming through here, showing love, you know, watching the videos, liking the videos, commenting on the videos, turning the bell icon on to get notifications. I see notification squad, people liking the video before the intro's even over, people already commenting when the video's only been up for 2 minutes already, man. It's crazy. It's all because of you guys, and I see a lot more big growth coming in our future, especially this month and next month with the draft. The off season with free agency and the draft is one of the biggest times of growth for this kind of channel. And look, I'll be on this grind with you guys, trying to put out content all the time, man. Trying to make sure that we're all informed on what's going on with the Panthers. But I just want to say I appreciate everyone who comes to watch the videos, you know, likes, comments, subscribes, all that kind of stuff, man. It's because of you guys. Even if you guys watch the videos and you don't like the videos, but you still watch, and if you're watching the videos and you haven't subscribed yet, I know there's people who've been watching the videos for a long time now and just haven't hit the sub button. If you would, that's cool. But as long as you're watching the videos, like what you see, that's cool too. You're still showing support, man, and I appreciate you. Now down to what we're really here for. My first mock draft of the season. Now, in full disclosure, I don't like doing a ton of mock drafts. I'm not really a big fan of people who do like mock draft version 1, 2, 5, 6. People have like 5 mock drafts before March is even over. That's not cool with me. I mean, for me, it holds no real credibility. I mean, you can say you were right if you have 8 or 9 or 10 different mock drafts. I like the idea of doing 3. One at the beginning of free agency, 1, 2 or 3 weeks out before the draft, and then 1 right before the draft, maybe a day or 2 before the draft. And I think 3 is a really good number to have. You know, preliminary, 1 in the middle where you have a little bit more information once the more active part of free agency is over. And then obviously right before the draft, you have all the information you're going to get. Either way, we're getting down to this mock draft here. We're going to be here on the draftnetwork.com. Now, usually I do my mock drafts on Fanspeak, but someone introduced me to this site last night, and this site is a lot harder. It's a lot more in-depth. Teams are actually kind of smart in this mock draft site. So, you know, Fanspeak was a little bit like easy mode. The Draft Network makes you actually do a little bit more thinking. So I like going with this one. Panthers. We'll go with the TDN's predictive board. 7-round draft. Manual draft pick speed is normal. Let's get into it. Okay. Starts off about right. DK Metcalf to the Giants. That makes sense. Sweat and Burns are already gone. Ed Oliver. All right. So for me, for the first pick, I think it has to be. Wait. Whoa. Edge. There's already 5 edge guys gone. Okay. This might put a wrench in my plans. We'll see how it goes though. Who's available here? Oh, we still have Cleveland. All right. Cool. Yeah. So for me, honestly, it has to be an edge guy first. I've seen a lot of comments, people saying we should get a guard in the first round. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm pretty sure that I might run with the assumption in this draft, thinking that the team might just go ahead and say, let's have some competition for the left guard spot. We might have our left guard on the team right now. If we don't, I have a guy in mind that I think might be good for us if he's still available and the 2nd or 3rd. But for right now, I think the obvious choice is to get a guy like Cleveland Farrell. And I've seen people say that we should probably go for a corner or a safety in the first round because the edge is so deep. But the edge is deep for, you know, a lot of good, solid players. And the way I look at it is, you know, there's solid pieces and then there's like great pieces. And the difference between good and great is wide enough for me that I say the team has to go for an edge rusher. We don't need a solid edge rusher. We need a culture-changing edge rusher. So that's what I did. 2nd round, I think safety or corner is a good place to go. You see here we have Taylor Rapp, Juwan Thornhill. Darnell Savage isn't a bad guy. Corner, Lonnie Johnson. Rocky Alcin is still here. That's good to see. Let's go to all real quick. I know who I'm going to pick right here. Let's look at all to see, if I might change my mind here. Eric McCoy is a good guy. Eric McCoy is a great center, but I'm not sure if we can confidently switch him over to guard like that. I would pick Eric McCoy if I knew he'd be a good guard, but he's a good enough center. He's like a great center. I don't know how I feel about converting a great center to guard. I don't know how I like that. But I'm going to pick up Juan Thornhill for a lot of reasons here. I'll show you this here. I don't know if you can actually read it. But he has a lot of really good strengths that I like. He plays smart. He's fast. He's not really not really the fastest kind of guy, but he has that kind of range. He knows where the ball is at all times. And the thing about him is he's played both nickel and safety. So I think he might actually be really good as a nickel corner as well. And he's a guy who's kind of a hybrid position kind of guy where he can play wherever you need him to between, nickel and a safety and a two deep kind of look, which is what we run in Carolina. So I think that you can draft him here kind of early because he will be gone in the second round. And if you really need to, you can put him at nickel or safety, and that will cover both of our needs. And there's another guy who may be available later on in the draft who fits that same kind of mold, who could be a too high kind of safety kind of guy, or playing the nickel, and that's kind of perfect for us because we can have a competition there. And we can find out once we get them in the building who plays best where, and either one of them can play at either position. So we can just see what their skills are and how they work out with the guys that we already have. Talking about James Bradbury, Dante Jackson, Eric Reed. We can find out who exactly fits best with those kind of guys. Round 3, what are we looking for here? I think round 3, we're going to stick to what Coach was talking about with getting Cam protection and getting him weapons. I think the best thing here is to find a weapon. Find that definite number 3 guy. We know that DJ Moore will probably get most of the targets. Curtis Samuel he can be a great receiver. I have issues with his durability maybe. Is he going to be healthy for a full 16? Not really all that sure. I like Jarius Wright a lot, but he's more like, a third down kind of guy. A guy who can get you production, but, he's more like a security blanket. Not really a go-to every single play kind of guy. Not really a culture changer, although he, in a certain way, can be a culture changer. Not in the way like of a number 1 or number 2 option. Preston Williams is a really big, really good receiver, but just enough character issues that it feels kind of weird to pick him up here. He is a first-round talent kind of receiver, but seeing him here in the 3rd round, and even when we did the mock drafts last night, he would fall to the 3rd, sometimes even the 4th sometimes. I'm not all that high on him for those reasons. It's just a big risk to take. I mean, it's domestic abuse kind of things, and even though it happened in 2017, it's kind of a risk, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Riley Ridley out of Georgia. This man is fast. He can run routes. He is slippery in open space. Riley Ridley will be a perfect fit for our offense. Fast guys, not like 6'4", 6'5" kind of guys. Fast guys, get them in space. They're hard to get down with the ball in their hands. And his brother plays for the Falcons. So at least twice a year, we can see a lot of really good sibling rivalry. Guys with a lot of extra motivation to outdo each other. And just the storyline of having Calvin on one side, Raleigh on the other. I like it a lot. It's not the biggest reason, but Riley really, I think, will fit in our offense really well. And there may be guys in this draft that I pick who may not be like the number 1, like the top ranked kind of guy in the position. But thinking about them as in terms of where they would fit in our offense, like how they would fit with our scheming and whatnot, is more important to me than just overall raw talent, overall raw skill. So keep that in mind when we're drafting. It's not always just about best player available. It's also about best player available for your scheme. So that's the way I look at it. Let's look at all real quick. And with pick number 100. Now, I do think the team may trade one of these picks away. Either one of the 3rds, maybe the 4th. But we're going to go with the assumption that we keep all 7 of our draft picks here. Wait, we're still in... No, we actually aren't all. They said they're all running our receivers. Okay. Alright, cool. So for right now, we already have a safety. A receiver, and an edge rusher kind of guy. Although Juan Thornhill might play the nickel for us. We'll see, though. Interior O-line. Who's here? Ross, I like a lot. He might be kind of a project kind of guy. A guy you have to, see if there's going to be some competition for him. I'm not 100% sold on him just yet. Linebacker, so a linebacker right here. He might be going to a 3-4, 4-3 kind of look. Tavon Coney is a good look. I might be looking at a guy like maybe, is he still here? Joe Giles Harris got picked up right before us. I really like Joe Giles Harris as a middle linebacker, maybe even a will kind of guy. And back there with Luke, man, I really did want Joe Giles Harris a lot, and he's from Duke, so he's like a kind of hometown kind of guy. Man, I might even be willing to. Oh man, that's a good pick. That's who I really wanted here. Oh well, we'll have to see what we can do here. I really wanted Joe Giles Harris. I think we ended up picking Tavon Coney at one point out of Notre Dame. I think he's a smart, cerebral player, but from what I read in his overviews is that he's a smart guy, just not fast enough to be that kind of guy you really want out there in space and in coverage. He knows what to do, just can't really get it done all the time. I might be more willing to find a guy at interior O-line. If Ross is still here, third round, second, I might be willing to pick up Ross. Now, Nate Davis from Charlotte, look, I got love. If you want to UNC Charlotte, I got love for you. Larry Ogunjobi on the Browns, I got love for him. Austin Duke, who's on the practice squad for a while, he's not anymore. I got love for him too. He might be a good pickup here. I would actually, you know what? I'll pick him up. I'll pick him up. Yeah, I'll pick up a guy from Charlotte. That's the UNC Charlotte guy in me, man. Go Niners. I gotta pick up my boy Nate Davis. Ross might be a better player, maybe, right now. But look, man, I got love for him. That's me picking up my heart more than my head. Maybe. But he's played tackle and guard. So, if someone gets hurt, he might be able to be a guy we can put in there. Round 4, pick 115. Let's look at all real quick. Now, looking here at all, we see that there's a lot of running backs, wide receivers here. That makes sense here. I wouldn't go for a backup running back this early. There's a few guys here that I really like. Maybe interior D-line. But, we could use interior D-linemen. We saw how bad our play was last year. But I want to see how K'Wan Short and Dontari Poe play in a second year together. And in a scheme that's not run by Eric Washington. I harp on it a lot, but I feel like that scheme was just really bad for our team. And I think every Panthers fan and every Panthers coach, everyone in that locker room and in that front office kind of recognized it. There's just no way that everyone on the team took a step back last year. There's just no way that happens. Let's look at linebacker. Tavon Coney, he's gone. Gary Johnson, Trey Watson. I'm not all that sure about who these guys really are, honestly. I would like to see a guy who's either very, very good at, pass rushing or a guy who's really, really good in coverage. And both these guys, from what I can see, from what I read last night and looking at it right now, is both these guys aren't really all that mobile, and these guys can get confused in space. But, I don't like to see highly inconsistent there. That's a really big red flag for me. I might be willing to, double dip here at wide receiver. Or look at a corner, maybe. Kendall Sheffield, maybe? I like Kendall Sheffield. Maybe, is Mike Edwards still available here? Mike Edwards is another safety slash corner. Yeah. He's another guy who's a safety slash corner who can play both the nickel and the two deep safety look. I like him a lot, actually. I'm surprised he's still here. But he's overall rangy. He's kind of fast. Not really. He plays really good in man and won't get confused over the middle. I think that I would really pick up this guy. He's 5'11", not really the biggest kind of guy. But he is really good in against the run. And he did play in the box sometimes from the nickel for Kentucky and blitzed a lot. He was really strong and he can get to tackles even in one-on-ones. And if you saw the games last year, you saw that we were getting burnt a lot. We were not setting the edge, especially against runs to the right side of the field. For the first 10 games of the season, tosses to the right were automatic gains of 7+ yards. Didn't matter who ran it. Man, that first Falcons game, they ran that toss to the right at least 3 or 4 times. They should have kept running it 8 to 10 more times. It would have worked every single time. But I like Mike Edwards a lot out of Kentucky. If he's still there, that's my pick. Now, this is around this time where you really make your money. The first 2 or 3 rounds, you know who you're going to get. If your guy's there, it's easy to pick up these guys. If you can hit in the 4th and 5th round, you are a great GM. If you can find talent, evaluate talent, you have either a really great scouting crew or you're a really great GM. And I guess the GM gets most of the credit here. But, 4th round, 5th round is about where you is where you really choose, is where you really see where the great GMs are. The really great scouting classes. Round 6 and 7, if you hit there, you look like a genius. But honestly, it's kind of a crapshoot. You're kind of betting against like nothing really, but playing with house money. Here in the 6th round, or here in the 5th round, I'm looking at all. I highlighted everything. I'm looking at all. Honestly, I might be willing to go for a guy like, let's just see, round 5, who are the quarterbacks still available? Because you do need a backup quarterback. We might need to find a guy who can be our long-term backup here. I'm not really sure if I'm high on any of these guys right now in the 5th. These guys might all be available in the 6th, but I will tell you right now that if he's available in the 6th round, Brett Ripien, I'm not sure what his name is exactly how to pronounce it. He's my favorite quarterback for right now. But be real with you, I might be willing to go for another receiver here. Who do I like the most out of these guys? I think if Antoine Wesley is no, he's not even available. Well, let's look at a guy like who is it? Anthony Ratliff Williams. I think he has a lot of really good talent, but at the same time, with Jalen Hurd being here, him being a receiver / running back, that fits really well with our scheming as well. I'll use a word that I heard first from the PNP guys, Panther Nation podcast. Shout out to them. Tweener guys. We have a lot of guys who are tweeners, guys who can be running backs, receivers. What are they really? Mainly just athletes on our team on the offensive side of the ball. Jalen Hurd fits that kind of mold. Kind of confusing, like what role does he really play for the team? But Anthony Ratliff Williams, is a guy I really, really do like. I would maybe pick him up here and hope a quarterback does fall. But you know what? And he does block. One of the things that people would say about him is he's a really good blocker. I want to watch more film of his. I don't know if you can even read this, but I want to watch more film of his. But if he's a really good blocker on the outside, we run a lot of those outside kind of plays, a lot of those swing passes, screens, and with Christian McCaffrey being out there. And passes out there to the outside, which are extensions of the run game. You know what? I might pick up Anthony Williams just because he has potential as a receiver. And as a blocking receiver, you really can't go wrong there. Now, we do have 7 picks, but our last pick's in the 6th round because, we have 2 third-round picks. So this is going to be our last pick right here. I am probably going to go quarterback. If Brett's still here, which it's looking like he will be, I probably will pick up Brett, and that'll end up that'll be the end of our draft. And he's still there. No, he's not! Oh, man, who picked him up? The Packers? Bro, the Packers picked him up. Well, let's go with the running back then. Let's go ahead and get our backup running back. Who's still here? Myles Gaskin. Everyone loves Bryce Love, but for what I'm seeing, bro, he's kind of inconsistent. I'm not as high on him as a lot of guys are. I'll be real with you. I might just pick best player available here. Myles Gaskin I like a lot. What I want to look for is pass protection. They say he's competitive, but you know what? Myles Gaskin is not a bad pickup here. That kind of size is about right for a running back. I want to see what we can see here in pass protection. Does not possess desirable skills in pass protection. Let's go to Higdon this one more time. Let's look at this real quick. Let's go to Armstead. No real right up here. See, round 6 is for running backs. I'm not really all that sure. I might just go best player available here, Myles Gaskin. He can play the game. I go Myles Gaskin here since I can't get the guy I want at quarterback, and that'll end the draft for me. We'll see how these guys end up. They'll do a final run through the draft here. So let's talk about it. I'll look at my picks right now. This is a pretty solid pickup. This is a really good draft, I think. Cleveland Farrell first. Juan Thornhill, who can be a nickel or safety. Riley Ridley, who is definitely a really good receiving threat and would definitely fit our scheme here. Nate Davis, who may not be the best kind of guard player we can pick up, but I think he's solid enough that there can be some really healthy competition for, who's going to play there. And we might have the guy on our team right now, so we might not even need to go after an interior lineman. But it can't hurt. Pick up more depth. We're the deepest we've ever been in that line for a long time now, so I'm cool with that. Mike Edwards, another swing kind of guy who can play in the 2-deep safety kind of scheme or the nickel. I'm 100% cool with both him and Juan Thornhill. We get to find out which one will play where, and I think they both have the skills to play at either position, so we'll be straight with either or both of them. And now the draft's finished right here. We can go ahead and look at our full draft picks. Looking at Anthony Ratliff-Williams, he has good size, good speed, he can run his routes. But the biggest selling point for me is that he is willing to block in space. And if we can do that, like I said earlier, I mean, we run a lot of swing patterns, a lot of different guys in the backfield, a lot of screens, that kind of stuff. And if he can block pretty well against, you know, guys in the slot, maybe some smaller cornerbacks, maybe even a safety who comes up in the box, that is invaluable. More protection cannot hurt. And he embodies both the things that Ron Rivera said he wanted to focus on in the draft this year or in free agency, protection and weapons. He is both of those things in one package. I think he worked out really well for our team and in our scheme. Anthony Ratliff-Williams is one of the bigger sleepers in this draft. I think he worked out really well. And then Myles Gaskin, you know, give or take, could be all right. He's 5'9", 190, maybe 200 pounds. Maybe take 20% of the touches away from Christian McCaffrey, that kind of thing. I am cool with that. And that's the draft. What are your thoughts on this draft, man? Did we do a good job? Did I not do a good job? What would you have changed? Do these guys fit into our scheme? What would you draft? I mean, let me know. You know what, you guys? Go to this site here. Run through your draft. Run through your mock draft, whatever. Let me know what you guys got in the comments below. And one more time, I want to say I really do appreciate you guys for, you know, sticking with me for a year now. And hopefully, you know, we can turn this into something bigger. I know it's maybe someone from the Panthers organization watching these videos. You know, Shellitronnn3ns@gmail.com for all business inquiries. There's ways to support the channel down in the description below. You can go to the actual channel, the profile, you know, look at the top right corner. There's a bunch of links to support the channel, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Follow me on Twitter @Shellitronnn, all that good stuff. You know, we got some go-to tweets. It's not just all football, it's other stuff as well. But I'll stop talking, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know to do that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Being told y'all I been the man. Being told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.